Oh, did you do well? And it's interesting, you know, the controllers here go through a long process of training to be able to handle the different types of calls that they do. Moving on then, Vera Lynn once sang, "There'll be bluebirds over the white cliffs of Dover." You'll notice the training, none of them joining in here. Maybe it's just not their kind of song. There weren't any bluebirds over the white cliffs of Dover for these 6 boys from Kent either. They're about to be surrounded by an RNLI lifeboat, a Coastguard rescue and a Belgian Air Force helicopter.
The Dover lifeboat is heading to the White Cliffs scrambled by the Coastguard. These pictures are being recorded by a camera fixed to the helmet of one of the lifeboat volunteers.
I think they're just under on the grass, just where that bit's coming down, right in the middle of the grass. We can see red there.
The lifeboat crew can just about make out the 6 teenage boys. They're on a ledge. They climbed up the 100 feet from the beach, but they can't get down. Tide has cut them off.
You might be able to shout up to them if we give you the loud hailer as well. Yeah.
The ledge is wide and grassy, but there's no escape until the tide goes out in 6 hours. During that time, the boys are at risk from rock falls.
A bit of swell there, so be careful.
As the lifeboat continues its approach, at the top of the cliff, the Coastguard rescue volunteers are preparing to lower a man down by a pulley. It's a staggering drop, and the cliffs are some of the steepest in the UK.
The height I had to get down, sort of down to where they were, was in the order of about 200 feet, and that is a sheer drop. The major concern for their safety was obviously the rock falls, people standing around looking over the edge. Someone else may have actually fallen down to where they were and become a casualty themselves. Pieces of rock may have fallen. Typically you can get several hundred tons falling at one point.
The lifeboat rescuers are now on the small Y boat. They're going to attempt to land on the rocky cliffs.
Hello, can you hear me? How did you get up there?
The boys managed to climb up to look for a cave, but getting them back down with the waves crashing around them will be much tougher. Pictures from Steve's camera reveal just how difficult it is to climb over these rocks.
It looks very crumbly, very loose, and dangerous.
It became pretty clear that it was going to be pretty dicey. The White Cliffs once they get wet, they can be very, very slippery. It wouldn't have improved their situation to try and get them to clamber down, then clamber through rocks, through quite nasty sea conditions at the base of the cliffs with quite a lot of swell and breaking water.
Ken has come to a similar conclusion after reaching the ledge from the top.
And it was also deemed that it would have been such a very long job to take them one at a time back up the cliff by cliff lines. So we very quickly assessed the situation and decided the best way to get them back would be to scramble a helicopter.
It's clear that the only way out is going to be by sea rescue helicopter. While they wait for the airlift, there's still a real risk from falling debris. Steve and his crew are doing everything to protect the boys. He sent for hard helmets, but even getting them up the rocks is proving difficult.
I'm no climber, so I was just kind of looking around and trying to find the easiest route up for me. And wearing those dry suits, they're not the most easiest things to walk about in, let alone clamber over rocks. And even once you pass the wet bit, you're getting covered in chalk and dust and dirt from the cliff anyway.
He's managed to get close enough to throw a rope up to the ledge. Ken hauls the helmets over the last stretch. They're one short, so Steve has given up his own helmet with the camera still attached. Ken makes sure they're fitted correctly.
That's head cam one. It's what they use for when they're coming in to assess the situation. They can relay it back to the boat.
The boys are in good humour, relieved that help is at hand.
They were all having a bit of a laugh and a joke about it, you know. I think about the unfortunate incident they found themselves in. You know, they've suddenly realised that they've followed someone's directions to go up to this cave and it's not there, and they've realised that they've had their leg pulled. They were in good spirits, you know, very good lads. They were just unfortunately in the wrong place at the wrong time, and they got caught out for it.
A Seaking rescue helicopter from the Belgian Air Force is in the area. The Coastguard has tasked it to head to the cliffs. On the ledge, Ken prepares the teenagers for the lift.
So you just hold your arm down by your side. Yeah, I'll keep them by your side.
I can hear the chopper.
No, you can't, Buster.
No, you can listen.
Yeah, you can if you listen real quiet.
As the helicopter arrives, the boys can't wait to get on board.
Here comes the helicopter. We're stuck on the David too.
Helmets will protect them from any debris dislodged by the downdraft. As the winchman comes down, Ken gets one of the boys ready. The others look on as he makes the 200-foot journey to safety. Each one takes his turn. It's a moment they'll never forget. All 6 are safe, but this whole episode could have ended so differently. Ken has some words of advice.
If anybody wants to explore the White Cliffs and want to get down on the beaches by the various paths there are, some of them not very good, please, please, please look at the tide tables, look at the weather, and if in doubt, give the local Coast Guard a ring first to get their advice and their information.